Our next honoree tonight, Eli Grant, in football. Eli grew up in Brooklyn, as in New York. He grew up a Yankee fan. He played football, but it wasn't until his junior year that he actually played the position of quarterback. And that's the position that brought him here tonight. You can make a very solid argument if you look at Eli's career and if you look at where the Case football program was when he came here, that Eli and his Spartan teammates started what would be called the rebirth of the football program that we've all enjoyed the past decade. Now we'll have another man up here that played in the 80s that was a solid part of that 80s, but when Eli came here, he was starting to help bring that back. We saw the team win today. They're 6-0 under Coach Debs. Eli led the winners that led the winning that we've grown used to here at Case Western Reserve University. Eli won more than football at Case. He also won the hand of the girl that he met and dated and later became his wife, and she's with him here tonight. He set records here. By the time he graduated, he set all the passing records as a quarterback. He has since been knocked down a few pegs, but it took special performances by quarterbacks that came after him. But during his time, he was the top. And to think of it all, it almost never happened. Eli was technically a Wolverine of the University of Michigan. He was accepted at the University of Michigan. He had already sent in his deposit payment to the University of Michigan, but in the end, Case came back and Case won out. The head coach at the time was Joe Perella. He won. The offensive coordinator at the time was Greg Devilak, who's now our head coach. He won. And tonight, we all get to celebrate that moment in Eli's life that changed everything when he chose Case Western Reserve University. I present to you tonight our Spartan Club Hall of Famer, Eli Grant. Eli will be presented by Jim and Dave Grant. Diane, can't read my own handwriting, I'm sorry.
Thank you, first of all, to the Spartan Club and the Hall of Fame Committee. Another way I was almost not here tonight was Amy tried to get in touch with me, and I just assumed it was a fundraising call from the university, and never really bothered to get back for a few weeks. So the spot was almost taken. There's a few other ways I was almost not here. I had some injuries during school, and a lot of athletes, we all go through that. And I want to thank Dr. McLaughlin, Barb Moore, Jeff Tomaszewski, who was all very helpful for me in getting back on the field. I almost wasn't a quarterback, and almost wasn't a quarterback at Case. And there was often times where I didn't have the belief that I could do what was needed to be done for our team to be successful. And Coach Debs and Coach Perella and Coach PJ saw in me things that I didn't always see, and that was really appreciated. As Ron mentioned, I almost didn't even make it to Case Western. I almost went to University of Michigan and wouldn't have obviously had the opportunity to play sports there, and I'm thankful for that. I almost didn't really even play high school football, and if it wasn't for my parents signing me up a little bit against my will, I probably wouldn't have. And the one last anecdote on those lines is the very first day of high school football was like equipment fitting. It was over the summer. Yeah, my dad knows the story. And I went and put on the helmet, and I had these big, I was 5'6", a little kind of chubby, and put on this helmet, and I couldn't get the helmet off. And I was crying. I'm like, oh my, I'm not doing this. I'm not playing football. I'm not playing football. And my parents continued to encourage me, and I am immensely thankful for that, and getting the opportunity to be here. Ron mentioned sort of the time that myself and my teammates went through Case. It wasn't, the if you will, the glory days that existed in the 80s or more recently. And it wasn't great times, but this is Division III sports, where many of us are not here for the glory. We're not here to be on ESPN. We're not going to go to the NFL or to go professional. And it is about the time and the energy and the effort that we put in. And I really take that away and live that to this day. And I think back, if all of these facilities and the team was where it is now, or it was then, I might not have even been good to play and actually be on the team. So I'm immensely thankful, as jealous as I was to go out on the field today and see that stadium. It might not have even happened if I was 10 or 15 years younger. So thank you again. Thank again coaches, teammates. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the offensive line that have protected for me and blocked for me. But I'm one of many that was part of the teams from 2000 to 2003. And folks like Brandon McDowell and Dave Calavig and our offensive line, Tom Bachi and others, all deserve of this honor as well. So hopefully sometime in the future they can. So thank you all. Thank you again to my parents.